The story opens on the chaotic scene inside a luxurious hotel room. Our female lead, after a night of youthful indulgence, is still lost in a deep slumber. Suddenly, the gentle trickle of running water reaches her ears, gradually pulling her back to consciousness. A wave of dizziness washes over her, causing her to wince. Ouch, my head is killing me. Through the misty haze of the bathroom, she discerns the silhouette of a man. This sight instantly jolts her awake. Panicked, she sits up, clutching the sheets to her chest. Oh my God, why is there a man here? This young woman's name is Tan Hone, the eldest daughter of the family. She struggles to recall the events of this hazy, dreamlike night. What on earth happened? I only remember. In her fragmented memory, she clearly recalls attending a classmate's birthday party at the hotel last night. Then, she accidentally drank a glass of juice spiked with alcohol. Unfortunately for her, Tan Hone's tolerance for alcohol is incredibly low. Barely a sip in, and she was already feeling tipsy, having to lean against the wall to keep herself upright. After struggling for a while, her legs began to wobble. Just as Tan Hone thought she was about to faceplant, she fell into someone's warm embrace. The man's voice, a low, soothing rumble, cautioned, "Careful." The sound completely captivated her. As she focused on the man's features, she couldn't help but breathe out two words: handsome guy. Her hands, restless and bold, began to explore, tracing the lines of his neck. "Your body is amazing." This touch caused the man to swallow hard, his voice husky as he replied, "Woman, you're playing with fire." Tan Hone, her mind clouded by alcohol, was oblivious to the implications. She dominantly pulled his head down and initiated a passionate kiss. Lost in the moment, they stumbled into a nearby room. Fueled by the alcohol, she hooked her leg around him, pulling him closer. Not stopping there, despite her inebriated state, she asserted her dominance, pushing him down onto the bed. Her mischievous hands continued their exploration of his six-pack abs, showing no signs of stopping. The man didn't resist, only asking, "Do you even know what you're doing?" Tan Hone, her face flushed from the alcohol, replied with a nonchalant, almost emotionless expression, "Devouring you. Can't you tell?" And so, they spent the night entangled in a passionate embrace. The memory fades, and Tan Hone groans, burying her face in her hands. "Oh my God, I seduced a man last night." But the most troubling part was that she couldn't recall what he looked like. Knowing this situation was far from ideal, she reached for her clothes, intending to make a quick escape. "I need to get out of here before." Her eyes landed on the man's feet emerging from the bathroom. "Do Dun Huang," yelped in fright, tumbling off the bed and landing on the floor on the other side. After composing herself, she cautiously peeked over the edge of the bed. Her eyes met with the sight of a perfectly sculpted six-pack belonging to none other than Hoke Leet-Than. He calmly asked, "You're awake?" Mortified, she dove back under the covers. Don't come over here." With lightning speed, she finished dressing, pulling her clothes neatly into place. Glancing up, she noticed the man in front of her writing something. As if sensing her gaze, he looked up. Their eyes met, and then, abruptly, he handed her a check, his voice dripping with disdain. "Your technique is quite lacking. Considering you managed to keep me entertained all night, take this. It's your payment." Tan Hone couldn't believe it. After all this time, she was being treated like this. Astonishment filled her eyes. Her expression was misinterpreted by Lai Shun. "What? Not enough?" Swallowing her anger, Tan Hone grabbed her purse. Rummaging inside, she pulled out a single, low-denomination coin. "Your technique is so poor. I now have a sore back and aching legs. Not to mention a leg cramp. Considering you were with me all night, I'm being generous and paying you. Here, take it." With that, she defiantly tossed the coin onto the floor. The clinking sound irritated even the famously stoic Lai Shun. Finished, she spun around and strode towards the door. She slammed the door shut with enough force to make her point clear to whoever was still inside. Tan Hone's mood plummeted. She pinched her cheeks in frustration. "My first time just gone like that, and he thinks I'm a prostitute. Good thing I didn't let him get away with it completely. That arrogant jerk would have gotten off too easy." Inside the room, Lai Shun looked at the check in his hand and chuckled. "That woman, she's certainly caught my attention." Meanwhile, Tan Hone berated herself as she walked. "Drinking always makes things worse, and I still need to go to the hospital to pay for my brother's medical bills." Suddenly, she heard someone call her name. Before she could react, a hand shoved her forcefully, sending her tumbling into a nearby pool. Chin-hon surfaced, sputtering with rage. Who did that? On the edge of the pool stood Ching-wan, her half-sister, laughing with her friends. Oh, dear sister, how clumsy of you. The water's cold. You should get out. Peals of laughter echoed around them. Haha, look at her, like a drowned rat. Ching-wan extended a hand, feigning concern. Dear sister, take my hand. I'll help you out. Chin-hon glared at her two-faced sister. Without a word, she grabbed Ching-wan's hand and yanked her into the water. Ching-wan, caught completely off guard, let out a shriek as she plunged into the pool. Before Ching-wan could surface, Chin-hon pushed her head back down. Ching-wan choked, gasping for air and struggling. Chin-hon wasn't about to let her get away with her cruel prank. This spoiled brat needed a lesson. After ensuring Ching-wan had swallowed her fill of pool water, Chin-hon finally pulled her up. Ching-wan coughed and sputtered, unable to speak. Chin-hon smiled coldly. How does it feel to have your breath stolen, your lungs burning? The onlookers finally snapped out of their shock. A man rushed forward anxiously. Ching-wan, are you all right? Come on, let's get you out of there. Just as Trazan was about to leave, the female lead, Chin-hon, grabbed her hair, yanking her head back. The sharp pain mixed with indignation sparked a furious question. Chin-hon, what more do you want? Chin-hon's expression remained remarkably calm as she delivered her retort. Don't get so worked up. I don't want anything much. Just offering a bit of friendly advice. Chin-hon's eyes turned icy, her voice laced with a chilling warning. Don't pull these childish, tiresome stunts again, understand? Next time, my hand might not let go so easily. With that, she let out a bold, unrestrained laugh and strode confidently towards the shore. Left behind, Tatan Yin seethed, a cauldron of resentment bubbling within her. Chin-hon, just you wait. This isn't over between us. Soaked to the bone, Chin-hon drew stares wherever she went. Wow, look at her. She's gorgeous. Is she a celebrity? The scrutiny of so many eyes sent a shiver down Chin-hon's spine, the chill amplified by her wet clothes. Just as she sneezed, a jacket was draped over her shoulders. Recognizing the jacket as belonging to the man from last night, then, she started to refuse. He seemed to anticipate her reaction and spoke first. If you want everyone to get a good look, feel free to decline my jacket. His gaze drifted pointedly towards her ample bosom. Flustered by his blatant perusal, Chin-hon clutched the jacket tighter around herself. Thank you. I'll return it to you next time we meet. He gave a slight nod. Where are you going? I'll give you a ride. Images from the previous night flashed through Chin-hon's mind, bringing a blush to her cheeks. Thank you, but no need. His unwavering gaze made her want to flee. Goodbye, she stammered, turning to escape. Before she could take a step, he caught her arm and gently tilted her chin upwards. Her heart pounded in her chest. What do you want? She asked, her voice barely a whisper. His eyes held a smoldering intensity as his husky voice washed over her. Your scent is intoxicating. I want to continue what we started last night. His bluntness made her want to disappear. She turned her face away, mortified. Had one night not been enough for him? Regaining her composure, she forced herself to speak. Last night was a mistake. I was drunk. We're both adults. I'm not dwelling on it. So, please, don't you either. It's best we don't see each other again, okay? She pushed him away, putting distance between them. I have to go. Goodbye. Under his intense gaze, Chin-hon realized her words had been slightly off. She corrected herself quickly. I mean, it's better if we don't meet again. Without waiting for a response, she practically flew towards a waiting taxi. Huo then watched her go, a flicker of intrigue in his eyes. That a family, huh? What a coincidence. Chin-hon climbed into the cab, her heart still racing. Central Hospital, please, she told the driver, avoiding his gaze. Her heart hammered against her ribs, a mixture of embarrassment and something else she couldn't quite name. At the hospital, she went to the cashier to pay her brother's medical bills, as she always did. Miss, there are insufficient funds in your account. You'll need to choose another payment method. Chin-hon stared in disbelief. What? That's impossible. The cashier suggested, perhaps you should try swiping your card again. The cashier, indulging her, swiped the card again. But the result was the same, failure. She returned the card to Qin Huan. Miss, I'm so sorry, but there really isn't enough money in this account. Please double-check your balance and come back later. Qin Huan could only murmur an assent and take back her card, a seed of doubt planted in her mind. She walked to a different ATM, entered her PIN, and checked her balance. The truth that flashed on the screen was unbelievable. Impossible. The screen displayed her current balance, a paltry 9.9 NDT. Qin Huan's hands clenched, her mind racing. When her father had died, he had set up a trust for her, a monthly allowance deposited without fail. Her younger brother's leukemia required daily medication. Stopping the treatment would have devastating consequences. The thought of who might have frozen her account sent a chill through her. Through gritted teeth, she seethed, "You're pushing me too far." Qin Huan left the hospital immediately, hailing a cab back to the Su family home. Bursting through the door, she demanded, "Where's my father?" The housekeeper tried to stop her. "The master is in the living room with guests, Mississippi. Please." Qin Huan wasn't thinking clearly. She only wanted to confront her father about the frozen account, but her path was blocked. Su Qingyue's mother, her stepmother, stepped forward, barring the way. "Your father is discussing business with important guests in his study. Don't disturb him. Go back to your room." Qin Huan refused to back down. "Move aside," she demanded. "I have something very important to discuss with my father." Her stepmother, emboldened by her arrogance, sneered. "Whatever it is, it can wait until he's finished. Now go away. Don't embarrass me here." Her stepmother's audacity made Qin Huan laugh. "I'm going in. Try and stop me." Her stepmother, face burning with rage, raised her hand. "You ungrateful wretch. How dare you speak to me like that?" Just as her hand was about to connect with Qin Huan's face, Qin Huan seized her wrist in a vice-like grip. "I dare you to hit me." The stepmother, wincing in pain, hissed, "You lowlife. You deserve to be struck by lightning. Let go of me." The commotion brought Su Zhenxing out of his study. "Don't you know I have important guests?" "What's all this noise?" he barked, his face a mask of displeasure. Her stepmother immediately turned on the waterworks. "Darling," she sobbed, "I told her you were in a meeting with important clients, but she insisted on barging in." Qin Huan didn't bother to expose her stepmother's crocodile tears. Looking directly at her father, she asked, "Did you freeze my account, father? The money for my brother's treatment." Before she could finish, her father cut her off. "That bastard child has nothing to do with me. He's your mother's son from her second marriage. Why should I care whether he lives or dies? And you've graduated. You can support yourself. To encourage you to work hard instead of lazing around, I've decided to temporarily suspend your allowance." Qin Huan pressed on, "I don't need you to care about my brother's life. I just want what is rightfully mine." At that moment, Su Qingyue emerged from the house, carrying a cup of coffee. Feigning concern, she said softly, "What's going on, sister? We have guests. This commotion is so embarrassing. What will they think of us?" Su Zhenxing beamed. "See, Qingyue is so much more understanding." Mr. De stubbornly refused to compromise. "Qin Huan, don't say another word. My mind is made up, and I won't change it. Starting this month, I'm cutting off all your living expenses until you get married." Qin Huan felt a surge of anger. "Dad, you absolutely can't do this, not now." Tatan Yuyan pretended to stumble, accidentally spilling her hot coffee onto Qin Huan. Looking up, Qin Huan saw the smug, triumphant smirk on the other woman's face. In the heat of the moment, Qin Huan could only shield her face with the jacket he had given her earlier. But her arm was still scalded, turning a painful red. Tatan Yuyan, switching on her signature innocent act, said, "Sister, I'm so sorry. My hand slipped. I didn't mean to." The burn on Qin Huan's arm spread, the pain intensifying. She gritted her teeth, trying to suppress a cry. Just then, a familiar voice cut through the tension. "Someone get some burn ointment, quickly." Qin Huan looked up in surprise to see Huolai Shun. "What are you doing here?" she asked. His face was a mask of fury as he gently grasped her injured arm. He barked at the family. "Didn't you hear me? Get the burn ointment." Realizing the genuine concern in his eyes, Qin Huan was momentarily stunned. "It's him," Tatan Yuyan stammered, suddenly apprehensive. "Sister, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to." Qin Huan gave her an icy stare. Whether it was intentional or not, only you know. Facing Huolai Shun, Tatan Yuyan continued her performance. "Sister, I really didn't do it on purpose. If you don't believe me, you can hit me." The moment she finished speaking, Qin Huan's hand shot out, landing a resounding slap across Tatan Yuyan's face. Never having been struck before, Tatan Yuyan burst into tears, burying her face in her mother's shoulder. The stepmother flew into a rage. "Are you crazy? Tan Yuyan already apologized. It was an accident. How could you hit her? Are you even human?" Tejun Xing, her father, also pointed an accusing finger at Qin Huan. This is outrageous. She practically begged me to hit her by sticking her face so close, Qin Huan retorted. I simply granted her wish. Then, turning to her father with steely determination, she said, Dad, I really need this money. I don't want to embarrass you, but if you continue to freeze my accounts, I will take legal action. Huolai Shun, having witnessed the entire scene, found his interest in his future wife piqued. This woman had spirit. The stepmother, eager to fan the flames, dabbed at her eyes with a handkerchief and wailed, Husband, look at your sweet daughter. She's talking back to you. Tejun Xing, blinded by his wife's crocodile tears, seethed. Though furious, Huolai Shun's presence forced him to restrain himself. You ungrateful child. I'm doing this for your own good. I'll have this month's allowance transferred to you. But from next month onward, you're on your own. Qin Huan knew pushing further would be futile. She would take this month's allowance and figure out the rest later. Resigned, she took off the jacket and softly addressed Huolai Shun. I'm sorry I got your jacket dirty. I'll wash it and return it to you. With that, she turned and headed upstairs to her room. Only then did Tejun Xing realize something was amiss. Feigning nonchalance, he asked, Mr. Hua, do you know Qin Huan? He watched the resolute woman's retreating figure, his gaze hinting at a shared past, a familiar one. Just then, a housekeeper approached with medicine. Perhaps you're short on burn ointment, sir? He took it and left, following the path Qin Huan had just taken, leaving the three remaining people each lost in their own thoughts. Su Qingwan was stunned that Qin Huan knew such an important figure as Huolai Shun. Discontentment was etched clearly on her face. Su Qin Huan, you little vixen, don't think that just because you slept with young Master Hua, he's yours. Everything I've ever wanted, I've gotten. As Qin Huan was about to close her door, Huolai Shun appeared just in time, his hand stopping her. What are you doing? He shook the bottle of burn ointment in his hand. You're my house. What could I possibly be doing? She backed away, shyly extending her hand. Just give me the ointment. But Huolai Shun insisted, let me help you. She vehemently refused. No! Huolai Shun pressed her against the wall, leaving her no room to escape. His overbearing dominance left her powerless. Has anyone ever told you how domineering you are? He suddenly wrapped his arms around Qin Huan's waist, making her freeze. My dominance depends on the person. Qin Huan lamented. Looks like I'm incredibly unlucky. Her words displeased him. He gripped her delicate chin, his deep eyes staring directly at her. You should say honored. Qin Huan was utterly speechless in the face of this man. He suddenly lifted her into his arms and turned to carry her inside. Qin Huan struggled against him. Put me down, you jerk. Let go of me. Huolai Shun, known for his aloofness towards women in the business world, was now shamelessly close to her. What do you think I'm going to do? Her scent was intoxicating, making it hard for him to control himself. He leaned in closer. You jerk, don't mess around. I'm warning you, I won't be polite. He chuckled, his eyes glinting with amusement. Then, he slowly trailed his hand down her arm. Every movement sent shivers through her, rendering her speechless. Just as she braced herself for what might come next, he pulled her upright and began carefully applying the burn ointment to her injured arm. If anyone ever dares to treat you like this again, I won't let them off so easily. Qin Huan, her face blank with surprise, cursed inwardly. Oh my God, it was just applying ointment. He acted like he was going to devour me. Hearing no response, she glanced over and found him focused, applying the ointment with surprising gentleness, as if afraid to hurt her. A flutter of emotion stirred within her heart. He was unexpectedly handsome when he was serious. Neither of them noticed Su Qingwan standing outside the door, peering in. The scene fueled the hatred in her heart. Why does Qin Huan have Huolai Shun's attention? I should be the one who becomes his wife. After applying the ointment, he helped her lie down. He then said suggestively, You must be tired after last night. Get some rest. Qin Huan, understanding his implication, blushed furiously. Stop it. Huolai Shun chuckled indulgently and stood up. I have work to do at the company. I'll be going now. Knowing he was about to leave, Qin Huan practically jumped for joy, a bright smile blossoming on her face as she subtly ushered him out, feigning the importance of other tasks. Yes, you should go. There's important work to be done. Sensing her palpable desire for distance, Huolai Shun felt a pang of inexplicable melancholy and sighed. These women, only after seeing his retreating figure did Qin Huan breathe a sigh of relief. Finally, he's gone. But as if hearing her relieved exhale, Huolai Shun paused, causing Qin Huan to startle. Oh, why have you stopped? She asked, her voice laced with a hint of annoyance. Is there something else? He turned slightly, his voice a low, commanding rumble. Huolai Shun, that is my name. Qin Huan's mind filled with question marks upon hearing those 3 words. Huolai Shun, that name sounds so familiar. Have I heard it somewhere before? By the time the significance of the name slammed into her, he was already gone. Oh my God, Huolai Shun, the man I mistook for a gigolo last night, is the heir to the whole corporation. A wave of numbness washed over her. She couldn't bear to think about the implications of stumbling into such a powerful inferno. Just as her anxiety peaked, a bank notification chimed on her phone. 25,000 yen has been transferred to your account. Huolai Shun was instantly forgotten as Qin Huan bolted upright. Thank goodness he transferred the money. Otherwise, my brother would be... A wave of relief washed over her. But where will I find the money for next month's treatment? Her inherent optimism resurfaced. Just keep throwing obstacles my way. You won't break me that easily. After resting, Qin Huan changed and went out. Because of Huolai Shun's earlier words, Tuo Xing, her father, was unusually subdued in her presence. He tentatively began, Qin Huan, about you and young Master Hua. Qin Huan cut him off with a derisive laugh. Huh, there's nothing between us. If you're hoping to use me to curry favor with him, you can forget it. Tuo Xing's face darkened, his intentions exposed. What kind of way is that to talk to your father? I'm just concerned about you. Qin Huan, all too familiar with his manipulative tactics, felt no sympathy. You're making me laugh. I thought the word concern didn't exist in your vocabulary. Tuo Xing was speechless. Your attitude, arriving at the hospital, the doctor treating her younger brother, Xiao Yuan, greeted her with joyful news. Xiao Yuan's sister, we found a matching bone marrow donor. The surgery will cost 5 million yuan. You can go home and gather the funds. We can schedule the surgery for next month. A heavy weight settled in Qin Huan's stomach. The doctor, sensing her apprehension, offered gentle encouragement. Go home and discuss it with your family. Looking at her brother through the window of the treatment room, Qin Huan's heart ached. Xiao Yuan, she silently vowed, I will find a way to get the money for your surgery. You'll be healthy and strong again soon. Just hold on a little longer. Determined to secure the funds for her brother's treatment, Qin Huan took a deep breath and made a difficult decision. Nuoyen, set me up on a blind date. As long as I find someone suitable, I'll get the marriage certificate immediately. She had resorted to this drastic measure because Tuo Xing had declared he would only release her grandfather's inheritance after she married. Fine, she would marry, and he would see. 3 days later, at the designated meeting place, before Qin Huan could even take a sip of water, her blind date arrived. Miss Tuo, hello. I'm Yang Zifeng. Qin Huan politely nodded in return. Hello, Mr. Yang. Yang Zifeng walked over and sat down opposite her. He looked at her beautiful face with considerable satisfaction. She was even more stunning in person than in her picture. Her skin was incredibly fair, just the way he liked it. You're truly beautiful, even prettier than some famous stars, he gushed. Qin Huan frowned, cutting him off. Mr. Yang, I assume you're already familiar with my requirements? Coincidentally, Huolai Chen also happened to be meeting a business partner there that day. As soon as he heard her voice from behind him, he listened intently. Yang Zifeng adjusted his glasses and began to lay out his demands. Marrying me is a good deal for you, he declared, but you'll need to support my business ventures. I hear your dowry includes shares in your family's company. I expect you to invest that money in my work. Qin Huan, speechless at his audacity, was experiencing a new level of disbelief. Yang Zifeng, completely oblivious, continued his self-assured demands. My parents currently have no income, so I expect your funds to cover their retirement expenses. Also, my car is a bit old. Your family is wealthy, so a car as part of the dowry would be nice. Nothing too extravagant, just something around 1 million yuan. Qin Huan struggled to contain her anger. Are there any other demands, Mr. Yang? My family is quite traditional, Yang Zifeng announced, so I expect us to have at least 2 sons. Qin Huan, appalled by his antiquated views, countered, what if we have daughters? Huolai Chen, eavesdropping nearby, had finally heard enough. He stood up and began walking towards them. Blissfully unaware of the approaching storm, Yang Zifeng continued, then we'll keep trying, of course. The Yang family line cannot end with me. Qin Huan finally exploded. Slamming her hand on the table, she shouted, do you think women are pigs? You haven't even finished your appetizers, and you're spouting this nonsense. Who do you think you are? Get out. Noticing someone beside her, she turned, her anger quickly replaced by surprise at the sight of Huo Laichen. Why is he here? She thought, panicking inwardly. Feigning composure, she sat back down. I wonder how much of that Mr. Yang's drivel he heard. This is so embarrassing. I want to disappear. Huo Laichen, noticing Qin Huan's attempt to ignore him, hatched a plan. A mischievous grin spread across his face as he called out softly, "Darling." Then, under Yang Zifeng's bewildered gaze, he gently stroked her hair and said in a saccharine voice, "What a coincidence. I wouldn't have bothered you if I'd realized you were with someone." His cloying tone startled Qin Huan so much that she sprayed a mouthful of coffee across Yang Zifeng's face. Mortified, she quickly offered him a napkin. "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that." Yang Zifeng, utterly disgusted, sputtered, "How dare you? Who is this man? What's your relationship? Why did he call you darling?" Glancing at the smug look on Huo Liechen's face, Qin Huan shot him a glare and promptly denied any connection. "I don't know him." Yang Zifeng, wiping his face with a napkin, was about to unleash his fury when his eyes widened in recognition. "Hua, Mr. Hua." The young man's face instantly lit up with a broad smile as he jumped to his feet in enthusiastic greeting. "So it's you. Hello, I'm Yang Zifeng. We met a year ago at Mr. Deng's birthday party. I truly admire your business acumen and would be honored to learn from you." Yang Zifeng, beaming, extended his hand, expecting Huo Laichen to shake it. Instead, he was met with a chilling look of disdain from Huo Laichen. Withdrawing his hand awkwardly, Yang Zifeng attempted to recover with a fawning gesture as he pulled out a chair. "Oh my Huo Laichen, please, have a seat, have a seat. Waiter, another coffee here." He flitted his gaze between Huo Laichen and Qin Huan. "So, Miss Qin and Huo Laichen are friends? Well then, your friend is my friend." Qin Huan's face darkened, as if she'd stepped in something unpleasant. "Excuse me, we're not friends. In fact, we don't know each other at all." No sooner had she finished speaking than she felt something rubbing against her legs under the table. Qin Huan inwardly shrieked. "What the hell is this lunatic doing now?" Huo Laichen, with an utterly straight face, replied, "She's joking. With our close relationship, we're much more than just friends." Yang Zifeng's grin widened. "Well, that's wonderful, Miss Qin. I'm very pleased to hear that. I can agree to your request now. Let's go get our marriage certificate." At the mention of a marriage certificate, Huo Laichen kicked Qin Huan hard under the table. The sharp pain made her lose her composure. She slammed her hand on the table and yelled, "You pervert!" Her outburst, seemingly out of nowhere, led Yang Zifeng to believe she was directing her anger at him. "Miss Qin, I sincerely want to marry you. I'm not joking. I've even forgiven your previous rudeness and disrespectful words." Qin Huan, already fuming, seized the opportunity to vent her frustration on him. "Sincerely? You're already eyeing my assets before we're even married. You expect me to support your parents, buy you a luxury car, and be your baby-making machine? If you want a free ride, find a rich wife somewhere else. I'm out of your league. Now get lost." Huo Laichen, immensely pleased with his successful sabotage, smirked. As Qin Huan turned to leave, Yang Zifeng blocked her path. "Hey, get out of my way." Humiliated by her harsh words, the young man's embarrassment turned to anger. "Miss Qin, it's an era of gender equality. Do you think you can marry me without contributing anything? Frankly, with your flat chest, I wouldn't even look at you twice. No wonder you're single." Insulted by his comment about her chest, Qin Huan threw the remnants of her coffee in his face. "Is your owner Erling Shen? You sure bark a lot. Good boy, now move. You bitch. You dare call me a dog in front of Huo Laichen?" Qin Huan, never one to back down, retorted fiercely, "Don't talk about calling you a dog. If you don't listen up, I'll carve a few choice words on your tombstone. Meeting scum like you is truly my misfortune." Yang Zifeng, trembling with rage, started to play the victim. "You stop. This suit cost me a fortune. You have to pay for it before you leave." Qin Huan, brimming with fury, spat out two words. F******KU. I'll pay with my life. How about that? You psychotic lunatic. As Yang Zifeng moved to pursue her, "Don't go." Huo Liechen's hand clamped down on his shoulder. His voice, cold as ice, sent shivers down Yang Zifeng's spine. "How many lives do you think you have? You dare insult my woman?" Yang Zifeng stammered in terror. "What? She's your woman, Huo Laichen? I didn't know. Please forgive me. It hurts." Huo Liechen's eyes narrowed, pinning the other man with an icy glare. "If you dare say another word to her," he warned, his voice dangerously low, "I'll split your tongue in two." Do you understand? Yang Zifeng, his legs suddenly weak, crumpled to the ground. Why, yes. I wouldn't dare. Hua Laishun, disgust twisting his features, gave the man a contemptuous kick before turning and striding away. Qin Huan, meanwhile, had barely left the meeting spot before she pulled out her phone to berate her best friend. Yu, what kind of trash did you set me up with? Are you trying to throw me into a fire pit? On the other end of the line, Yu's voice was small. Your requirements were so specific, and you needed someone so quickly. There aren't many men willing to jump straight into marriage after one blind date. Let me ask my matchmaker if she has anyone else who might be suitable. Qin Huan sighed. If I weren't desperate, I wouldn't be gambling with my marriage like this. Her friend's voice took on a determined tone. I understand. I've been saving up for years, and I have 500,000. If you need it, just say the word. Qin Huan's voice thickened with emotion. Yu, thank you. Lost in thought, she walked aimlessly, turning down a narrow alleyway. She hadn't gone far when she heard a noise behind her, instantly putting her on high alert. Is someone following me? Am I about to be robbed? The footsteps grew closer. Heart pounding, Qin Huan gripped her purse as a weapon, whirling around, ready to strike. What do you want? But her arm was caught by Hua Laishan. He feigned reproach. We're practically married after that night. How can you treat the man who wants to spend his life with you like this? Hua Laishan, are you crazy? Qin Huan struggled against his grip. You're like a persistent ghost. What do you want from me? He leaned closer, murmuring a non sequitur. I haven't slept in 3 nights. And what does your insomnia have to do with me? Hua Laishan, captivated by her scent, moved even closer. Of course it has to do with you. You're the cause. I demand compensation. Sensing his intentions, Qin Huan turned her head away. Suddenly, warm lips pressed against hers, sending her pulse racing. Despite her efforts to evade him, she was no match for his forceful embrace. After a moment, she seemed almost mesmerized. Her hands, initially pushing against him, now rested on his neck. His kiss is stealing my breath, she thought. It's like poison laced with honey. I can't escape. Their oblivious embrace caught the attention of a young boy passing by. Mommy, look, he exclaimed. What are those two doing? The child's innocent question mortified his mother. Don't look, they're goblins fighting. The boy's innocent voice persisted. Is goblin fighting fun? Do mommy and daddy like to goblin fight? Flustered, the mother urged him onward. Don't say any more. Let's go. Qin Huan, jolted back to reality, pushed Hua Laishan away, burning with embarrassment. How embarrassing. This man has no sense of propriety. Unfazed by the interruption, the shameless young man remained rooted to the spot, seemingly intent on resuming his activities. Exasperated, Qin Huan bit his lip. Hua Laishan, startled by the pain, released her. Wiping her mouth, she scolded. You lecher. He lingered, wanting to continue to part 2, but Qin Huang anticipated his intentions. While he wasn't paying attention, she sharply pulled her hand away. Qin Huang didn't dare stay, running for her life, not forgetting to throw a jerk over her shoulder. He touched his lip where she'd bitten him. A smirk played on his lips. Qin Huang, he murmured, amusement coloring his tone. You're the woman I've set my sights on. You think you can escape? With that, the young man quickly chased after the figure of his future wife, disappearing into the vibrant night at the Exinian nightclub. This is the order for room 606. Hurry and deliver it. They're all rich kids. If you serve them well, the tips will be substantial. Qin Huang's eyes lit up at the mention of tips. Thank you, Sister Ha. You're so kind. You know I work here because of my brother's illness, so you always look out for me. She arrived at room 606 and knocked. Hello, your order has arrived. Qin Huang pushed the door open. Inside, loud music pulsed. Young men and women were lost in the revelry. The air was thick with smoke, making Qin Huang wrinkle her nose and cough. The smoke is so strong. Spotting a side table, she quickly placed the drinks down. I should just leave as soon as possible. Suddenly, an arm shot out, grabbing her from behind. Qin Huang reacted swiftly, elbowing her assailant in the gut. He let out a pained cry and released her. Clutching his stomach, the young man seethed. Are you new? Do you have any manners? Do you still want to work here? Qin Huang's face was impassive. She couldn't afford to let him make a scene. She'd lose her job. Her voice softened. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I apologize. Suddenly, Su Qingwan appeared, sneering. Oh, you think a simple apology is enough for young Master Chu? Look, the little tea girl is here too. Qin Huang's eyes turned cold. Su Qingwan, what is she doing here? Realizing the situation was more complicated than she thought, Qin Huang asked coolly, So, what do you want? Young Master Chu gave a sinister smile. What do I want? He pulled a wad of cash from his wallet and tossed it in the air. My money seems to have fallen. Pick it up, every single bill. Otherwise, you won't be leaving this room. Qin Huang's face darkened at his arrogance. Su Qingwan, clearly enjoying the spectacle, chimed in, and you can't use your hands. You have to kneel down like a dog picking up scraps. Pick up each bill with your mouth. That's the only way to show your sincerity. The other rich kids watching burst into laughter. Ah yes, young Master Chu and Qingwan are so creative. Get on your knees and pick up the money. With the majority on her side, Su Qingwan became even more smug, pulling out her phone. You bitch, you finally got what you deserve. I'm going to record this and show it to Huolai Shan. Let's see if he still wants you after this. Qin Huang surveyed the room. This wasn't just a simple matter anymore. It had become serious. If she didn't do something, she wouldn't be leaving unscathed tonight. Knowing that gentle persuasion wouldn't work, Qin Huang recklessly lunged towards the scheming green tea girl. Caught completely off guard, Su Qingwan couldn't react in time, and Qin Huang easily snatched her phone. Hey, my phone! Qin Huang raised the phone high in her right hand and quickly grabbed a bottle from the table with her left. Don't come any closer. I'll call the police. Su Qingwan shrieked. You bitch! Give me back my phone. Seeing Su Qingwan's panicked reaction reminded Qin Huang that the first thing to do in a dangerous situation was to call the police. Yes, that was the right move. With a surge of adrenaline, she slammed the bottle in her hand down on the table. The shattering glass echoed through the room, intensifying the already tense atmosphere. Putting on a brave front, she yelled, "Anyone who comes up here, I'll smash this against their throat." Her audacious act startled the other girls, silencing them into stunned submission. Seeing her display of dominance wasn't enough, Qin Huang reiterated her threat. You're all pampered rich kids. My life is worthless, so I'm not afraid to die. If you don't believe me, try me. Seeing the tables turn, the green tea girl, Su Qingwan, tried to goad the others. She's just bluffing. She wouldn't dare. Someone grab her. Beat her up. Qin Huang remained remarkably calm. Oh, you think I don't dare? Come here then. As she spoke, she started dialing on the phone. The distinct sound of dialing 110, the emergency number, sent a wave of fear through the room. Afraid of the potential damage to his reputation, the young man, surnamed Chu, grabbed Su Qingwan's arm. Su Qingwan, you were the loudest one. Go get your phone back. Su Qingwan, terrified, refused. The young man kicked her. Useless! Su Qingwan cried out in pain. He turned, flipped them off, and said in frustration, "Bunch of useless idiots. Don't let me see you again." Led by Chu, the group quickly dispersed. As Su Qingwan struggled to get up, Qin Huang's cold voice stopped her in her tracks. Su Qingwan, the green tea girl froze. Here's your phone. Now get out of here. Hanging around these rich boys will only get you into trouble. Clutching her bruised face, Su Qingwan, still defiant, retorted, Qin Huang, don't get too cocky. I'll get you back for this someday. Qin Huang lifted her chin, a challenging glint in her eyes. Oh, I'll be waiting. Su Qingwan slammed the door shut and left. Once alone, Qin Huang collapsed onto a chair, her body weak with relief. She let out a shaky breath. Thinking back, she realized how dangerous the situation had been. They had outnumbered her, and she would have certainly been hurt if things had escalated. Her heart was still pounding. She needed to tell Sister how what happened. She had probably caused her some trouble. Just then, the sound of the door opening startled her. Qin Huang immediately went on high alert, her eyes fixed on the newcomer. Who is it? Back for more. Qin Huang's eyes widened in surprise when she saw Huolai Shan standing at the door. What is he doing here? She scrambled to her feet. Why did she always run into him during her most difficult moments? It must be fate. He didn't say anything, just advanced towards her. Qin Huang, caught off guard, stumbled backward and landed back on the chair with a thud. What are you doing? He finally spoke, his voice low and husky. Stay still, let me see. He gently brushed his fingers across her lips. Why are you working in such a dangerous place? Qin Huang blushed, slightly turning her face away from his touch. Who would want to work here if they weren't short of money? Hearing this, Huolai Shan immediately lunged towards her. You're short of money? Why not take mine? Understanding his implication, Qin Huang pushed him away, disgusted. What do you take me for? A prostitute. Huolai Shan froze at her words, thinking to himself, of course not. But if I could conquer her. Though his thoughts ran one way, his words took another. Qin Huang, let's make a deal. Name your price. Stay with me for a month. Qin Huang's hand clenched, trembling with anger. Are you saying you want to buy me? To be your plaything? He feigned a domineering air. You need money. and I need you. I'll take care of your material needs, and you take care of my physical needs. What's wrong with that? He told himself, I can't let this woman control me. Just 1 month. I'll definitely be tired of her by then, and I won't be swayed by her anymore. Qin Huan felt a pang of contempt. Her pride flared. Do you rich men think you can buy anything with money? Huolai Shun responded indifferently. Isn't that the case? He couldn't understand why, but her anger only made her more attractive. Even when she's furious, she's captivating. I must be crazy. Just as he was about to take advantage of her, Qin Huan slapped him hard across the face. The young man snapped back to reality, stunned. Qin Huan was also startled by her own actions, but her resolve remained unshaken. Standing tall, she declared, I won't apologize. Huolai Shun, encountering such defiance for the first time, radiated a dangerous aura. You want to die? Get out! Get out of here! Hearing the order to leave, Qin Huan felt a wave of relief and quickly fled. I'm scared to death. A stubborn man like him has probably never been hit before. Once outside, Qin Huan had time to reflect. I lost my head and hit him in anger. But her remorse quickly turned to indignation. But he insulted me. I should have hit him harder. Forget it, back to work. Returning to her station, she found her fellow employees in a flurry of excitement. Oh my God, Master Hua is finally indulging. How exciting. Isn't Master Hua supposed to be averse to women? He's actually interested in a woman. Intrigued, Qin Huan asked, what are you talking about? The other woman looked surprised. You don't know? Master Hua just told the manager to find 10 voluptuous women to serve him. The name sounded familiar, and Qin Huan, itching with curiosity, pressed further. Which Master Hua? Huolai Shun. Confirmation struck Qin Huan like a bolt of lightning. Huolai Shun? Really him? Seeing her shocked reaction, another employee approached, teasingly patting her shoulder. Little Sue, are you upset you weren't chosen? Don't worry, if he's looking for 10 women this time, maybe next time it'll be 20. And with your beauty, you'll definitely be picked. Regaining her composure, Qin Huan stepped back, her voice filled with disdain. Even if every other man in the world died, I wouldn't give him a second glance. Disgusting. Watching her leave, the two women exchanged puzzled looks. What's with her? Sour grapes? Probably. Anger born of jealousy. Let it go. Qin Huan left, feeling inexplicably irritated. It was nauseating. I knew men were no good. Just then, she happened to notice Su Qinghuan helping a man into a room up ahead. Qin Huan looked at the sandy-haired man and found him rather familiar. I think I've seen him somewhere before. Su Qinghuan dragged the man onto a bed, grumbling, so tall, so heavy. The man, seemingly drunk, mumbled repeatedly, drink, I want a drink. Su Qinghuan smiled slyly. Don't worry, young master. Let me see what we have here. As she spoke, she took the man's identification card from his wallet. After confirming his identity, Su Qinghuan laughed with satisfaction. Even if you're not the one I'm looking for, you'll definitely be useful to me later. Huh, even heaven is helping me. Just then, another piece of paper fell from the wallet, catching Su Qinghuan's attention. She was quite surprised to see a successful bone marrow donation receipt. He's unexpectedly kind. He actually donated bone marrow. But isn't this the hospital where that little bastard is being treated? Suspicion flickered in Su Qinghuan's eyes. That slut doesn't hesitate to sell herself in nightclubs. Could it be that the bastard child is about to have surgery? It can't be that much of a coincidence, can it? No, I have to find someone to ask about this when I get back. With that thought, she tossed everything on the floor and began to prepare her next move. A triumphant smile spread across Su Qinghuan's face as she crawled onto the bed where the man lay. Meanwhile, Qin Huan, exhausted from constant work, sighed. I'm so tired, but for Xiao Yuan, I have to endure it. Just then, Manager Ha came over with another task. Xiaodu, next you need to deliver this. The invoice is already filled out. Seeing that the delivery was from Master Hua, Qin Huan hesitated. Me? Deliver this? She bit her lip, reluctant. I've been deliberately avoiding him. I didn't expect to have to deliver this to him in the end. Thinking this, she tried to politely decline. Manager Ha, I'm so sorry. I just made 10 deliveries, and my legs are really sore. I want to rest for a bit. Could you ask someone else to deliver it? She didn't want to see him with other women. Manager Ha looked troubled and patted her shoulder. Oh dear, I know you're working hard, but Master Hua specifically requested you to deliver this to him. He's a valued customer, so we can't offend him. Just go. After this, you can rest. Qin Huan still wanted to refuse. But Manager Ha cut her off with a pleading look. All right, just go quickly. Then, fearing further refusal, she hurried away. Qin Huan had no choice but to accept the task. Forget it. Don't pay attention to your feelings. Making money is more important. After thinking it over, she comforted herself. I'm just focused on making money. Right. Everyone's just ordinary people. This is my job. He's not scary. As she walked, her arm was suddenly grabbed and pulled. Qin Huan quickly recognized the man as young Master Chu from earlier. She struggled fiercely. What do you want? Let me go. Chu Xiao sneered and lashed out, striking Qin Huan. You damned woman. I'll teach you to be arrogant. Now you'll see what this young master is capable of. The force of the blow sent Qin Huan sprawling forward, the pain bringing tears to her eyes. Ow, ow, she cried. He let out another cold laugh, his eyes glinting with malice. More obedient now, aren't we? Qin Huan, realizing his vile intentions, scrambled to her feet, crying out, Help! Someone help me! He lunged forward, grabbing her hair and yanking her back. You bitch! You made me lose face in front of everyone. You're dead tonight. Huh? She struggled fiercely. No, get off me. She jabbed him with her elbow. You ungrateful wretch. This young master, even looking at you, is a blessing. And you dare defy me? She couldn't let herself be defiled by this scum. Her eyes darted around, landing on a nearby ashtray. She snatched it up, ready to defend herself. He advanced on her, a lecherous grin spreading across his face. No woman this young master sets his eyes on ever gets away. If you're not obedient, you'll be punished. Just as he reached for her, Qin Huan swung the ashtray, smashing it into his face. While he reeled in pain, she scrambled to her feet and ran. This is my chance. I have to escape, but he wasn't about to let her get away. Grimacing, he grabbed her leg. No one hits me like that and gets away with it. You little bitch. I won't let you go. In a desperate moment of clarity, Qin Huan brought her knee up hard, connecting with his groin. He howled in agony, releasing his grip on her leg and clutching his crotch. Qin Huan finally unleashed her fury. I told you to let go. Didn't you hear me? Did your mother not teach you how to respect women? Well, let me teach you a lesson in her place, you uncultured brat. You think you're so great because you have money. You think money gives you the right to bully and trample on others. With each word, she stomped on his groin, venting her rage. He whimpered, begging her to stop. Ow, ow. Stop, please. Did you stop when I told you to, you scum? You useless piece of trash. She brought her high heel down hard on him again and again. A sickening crunch echoed through the air. Hearing approaching footsteps, she pulled back. Someone's coming. I have to go. Young master. What happened? Chu Xiao, pointing at Qin Huan through his pain, roared, It was her. Catch her. Qin Huan didn't dare even breathe. She bolted, desperately seeking cover. But right in front of her stood Huolai Shen. She nearly collided with him. Oh God, talk about running into trouble. As she turned to flee in another direction, he pulled her into his arms. Then, before her horrified eyes, he silenced her struggles with a forceful kiss. Qin Huan whimpered and tried to push him away, glancing fearfully behind her. He whispered against her lips, Don't move, or I'll hand you over to them. Seeing this brazen man, Qin Huan's anger surged. This despicable wretch, taking advantage of her vulnerability. Behind him, young Master Chu's men were still searching every nook and cranny, intent on capturing her. Qin Huan, come out here, they yelled. Huolai Shen shielded Qin Huan, burying her face in his chest. His eyes, filled with icy rage and a murderous glint, swept over the pursuing men. Get out, he commanded. The men forced a laugh and began to back away. So, it's Master Hua. Our apologies. We didn't realize you were here. Please excuse the interruption. We'll leave immediately. Hearing the door close, Qin Huan peeked out and whispered, Huolai Shen, you can let me go now. They're gone. He chuckled, a hint of reprimand in his voice. You ungrateful little thing. Burning bridges are we. The day's relentless string of unfortunate events sent Qin Huan's spirits plummeting. You're all the same, she said, her voice laced with misery. You think you can bully people just because you have money. I hate you all. Finally, unable to contain her frustration any longer, tears welled up and streamed down her face. Seeing her tears, Huolai Shen instantly became flustered. Are you crying? She didn't answer, quickly pulling away from his embrace and ducking her head as she walked off. This time, he remained silent, not pursuing her. Outside, young Master Chu's lackeys were harassing the manager. Manager, your employee, Qin Huan, injured our young master. Master Chu will settle this score with you. The manager, sweating profusely, tried to defend Qin Huan. There must be some misunderstanding. Qin Huan is a delicate girl. How could she possibly injure young Master Chu? The thug immediately resorted to threats. Misunderstanding my ass. Our young master's jewels are bruised thanks to her. If anything happens to him, can you afford the consequences? I don't care. You have 3 days to hand that girl over, where your club can kiss its business goodbye. Knowing this threatened his business, the manager roared in frustration. Find Qin Huan. Now, turn this club upside down if you have to, but find her. Go. Meanwhile, Qin Huan was hiding in the women's restroom. Looking at herself in the mirror, she felt a flicker of disbelief. A man like Huo Laishan, afraid of her tears? But why did she suddenly feel so vulnerable in front of him? She'd never felt this way before. What was happening to her? Lost in thought, she overheard 3 women enter, grumbling amongst themselves. I'm so frustrated. Such a good opportunity. And I didn't even get to touch his clothes before being kicked out. This job is hard work and a complete waste of effort, the woman in black complained. Master Hua has incredible willpower. He should become a monk. He doesn't need women, another quipped. The third woman immediately retorted. He can't become a monk. If he did, every woman in this city would die of heartbreak. Qin Huan, applying lipstick, observed the newcomers. They were all stunningly beautiful, clearly chosen to entertain Huo Laishan. But if he wasn't interested, did that mean? The thought trailed off, and she quickly shook her head. Wait a minute, what am I thinking? Huo Laishan was a dangerous man, capable of making outrageous demands like keeping her as a mistress. He was heartless, seeing her as nothing more than a plaything to be discarded when he grew tired of her. Why did I feel a flicker of happiness just now when I heard he didn't touch those women? My mind is a mess. Qin Huan, stop overthinking it. He's a scumbag. With that thought, she crossed her arms, chuckled softly, and started a conversation with the 3 women. You all tried so hard to seduce him, but he didn't even react. Qin Huan couldn't resist adding fuel to the fire. With a snap of her fingers, she suggested, have you ever considered that maybe it's not because he's a man of strong will, but because he's impotent? The 3 women, taken aback by her bluntness, stared at her with wide, disbelieving eyes. Realizing she might have overstepped, Qin Huan coughed awkwardly. Ahem, ahem. You ladies continue your chat. I'll be going now. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. As she stepped out of the restroom, she was met with Huo Lieshan's icy gaze. Oh my God, Huo Laishan, what is he doing here? Did he hear what I just said? Qin Huan's heart pounded in her chest as she tried to sidestep him. I have to get back to work. Excuse me. He let out a cold laugh and blocked her path. Impotent, am I? It seems I was too gentle that night, allowing you to spread such rumors. Qin Huan's face stiffened as she forced a strained smile. Who said that? Young Master Hua, so handsome, dashing, and virile, how could you possibly be impotent? It's all a misunderstanding. Inwardly, she was wailing. If only she'd known karma would be so swift, she wouldn't have let her mouth run faster than her brain. His mood slightly improved by the flattery. Huo Laishan responded, oh, really? Just then, the sound of approaching security guards echoed through the hallway. Where is she? Check over there. Having overheard the earlier commotion, Huo Laishan pulled her close, shielding her from view. Qin Huan, assuming he was being domineering again, opened her mouth to protest. He whispered, just loud enough for her to hear, quiet. I don't want to hurt you. If you don't want to get caught, stay still. Peeking out, Qin Huan's eyes widened in alarm. It was the nightclub's security. Could that young Master Chu still be looking for her? Her face tense, she murmured, the nightclub's security? They're looking for me? He covered her face with his jacket. Don't say a word. Just follow me. Before they could escape, the nightclub manager spotted them. Young Master Hua and Miss Qin, he stammered nervously. Young Master Hua, you can have any woman you want, but Qin Huan is one of my employees. She caused some trouble. The manager's mind raced. Qin Huan, with Huo Laishan? What was going on? He couldn't afford to offend Huo Laishan for young Master Chu. Huo Laishan activated his domineering CEO mode. His voice hardened. What do you mean? Do I need your permission to take her with me? The manager, sweating profusely, shook his head vehemently. No, sir. Of course not. It's just, young Master Chu keeps demanding to see her. If you take her away, we won't know what to tell him. Young Master Hua, please have mercy. Qin Huan's anxiety spiked. It seemed young Master Chu had made a big fuss. The manager was clearly ready to throw her to the wolves. She spoke up. Manager, young Master Chu made the first move. I was just defending myself. Just then, Manager Ha, having heard the commotion, rushed over. Xiao Qin. The manager quickly spoke up in Qin Huan's defense. Manager, you don't understand. That young Master Chu is incredibly difficult to please. He throws his family's money around and doesn't respect us at all. A female server nearby chimed in. That's right. Every time he comes here, he torments us. He doesn't treat us like human beings. Seeing others taking her side, Qin Huan's confidence grew. Manager, did you hear that? He's a repeat offender. We're servers, but we work hard for our wages. We don't deserve to be trampled on like this and just put up with it. Don't you all agree? She asked, turning to the other women. Manager Ha immediately agreed with Qin Huan. She's right, manager. I don't agree to hand Xiao Tuo over to him. It's a violation of human rights. Two others joined in, chanting, that's right, that's right. We don't agree either. Hua Laishun, observing Qin Huan's skillful and assertive handling of the situation, didn't intervene, simply watching from the sidelines. He suddenly realized that Qin Huan's allure had intensified. She seemed to be radiating an inner light. This woman was no wilting flower. She wouldn't let herself be taken advantage of, no matter the circumstances. Well then, he thought, I'll help her out one more time. He took out his phone and made a call. The manager, cornered and exasperated, burst out. Do you all want to see me die of anger? Do you want to stage a mutiny? Do you have any idea how powerful the Chu family is in this city? If I don't hand her over, this nightclub will be in deep trouble. Then you'll all be fired. His words silenced the four women. Qin Huan, ever pragmatic, understood the situation. The manager wasn't wrong. If she didn't comply, many people would lose their jobs. Could she really risk everything to defy that scum? Just as she was agonizing over what to do, Hua Lieshen's domineering voice cut through the tense atmosphere. A measly Chu family has you scared witless? You're pathetic. Just a moment ago, I became a shareholder of this nightclub. In fact, I'm now the majority shareholder. If you want someone, tell him to come to me. I'll fill the air. He just became a shareholder? CEO Hua is so cool. With CEO Hua backing us, who would dare touch a hair on this nightclub's head? Looks like Xiao Tua doesn't have to worry anymore. His actions stirred something in Qin Huan. What's his angle? Surely he's not doing this for me, is he? She quickly dismissed the thought. No, Qin Huan, don't be so narcissistic. He's just doing this for his own image. Despite her inner monologue, her gaze couldn't help but linger on the impossibly cool man before her, filled with admiration. But Hua Laishin, that was incredibly badass. He frowned, leaving behind a resounding statement. I don't have time to waste here. If that Chu fellow has any further issues, tell him to come to the Hua Corporation to find me. With that, he turned and left. The two other servers erupted in cheers. Yes, now we don't have to be afraid of that Chu jerk anymore. The manager snapped. Enough. Stop your nonsense and get back to work. Qin Huan watched Hua Lieshen's retreating figure, hesitated for a moment, and then followed him out. The manager called after her. Qin Huan, where are you going? I'm just stepping out for a moment. I'll be right back to work. Down in the parking lot, Qin Huan, breathless from her pursuit, finally caught up as Hua Laishan was about to get into his car. Without hesitation, Qin Huan called out, her voice filled with genuine gratitude. Hua Laishan, thank you. He turned slightly, glancing back at her but remaining silent. A faint smile played on his lips before he stepped into the car, closing the door and signaling the driver to leave. Qin Huan stood there, watching until his car disappeared from sight. If it weren't for him protecting me, she thought, I would have been in serious trouble. Her feelings towards him warmed considerably. No matter what, thank you, Hua Laishan. Inside the car, the assistant, while driving, observed Hua Laishan's expression in the rearview mirror. That girl was quite pretty, he mused, but it seemed like she was wearing a waiter's uniform. The assistant suddenly handed him a document. Young master, Madam instructed me to postpone your meeting tomorrow afternoon. She said the Lin family's daughter is returning from studying abroad and will be visiting the Hua residence tomorrow afternoon to pay her respects. Hua Laishun seemed indifferent. Taking the document, he glanced at it casually. Oh, tell her the meeting is very important and can't be postponed. He grumbled irritably. They really have too much time on their hands. This is just another way to set me up on a blind date, isn't it? The assistant cautiously offered advice. Young master, you can put it off once, but you can't avoid it forever. He silently prayed for his own well-being. Tell her to postpone it again, he thought. Every time I handle this, Madam scolds me. Stuck between the two of them, I'm going to become a human doormat. Hua Lai Shun's expression darkened to the words forever. Seeing his silence, the assistant took a gamble and continued. Young master, you're not getting any younger. Madam wants to hold a grandchild. Why not just fulfill her wish? Just find a woman of suitable social standing. Hua Lai Shun suddenly snapped. His voice was ice cold. I'm not a breeding stallion for her to use to continue the family line. He added sarcastically, does breeding require social standing too? The assistant immediately fell silent, focusing on his driving duties. I shouldn't have said anything, he lamented internally. Remembering the woman who had stirred something within him, Hua Lai Shun felt a sudden urge to learn more about her. Right, Xiao Shun, go and find out everything you can about a woman named Su Qinhuan. The next morning, the young man who had been set up by Su Qinhuan woke from his drunken stupor. Suddenly, he heard heartbroken sobs. He looked up and was startled. Did something happen between us last night? The young man was bewildered. How could this be? I remember getting so drunk at the nightclub that I couldn't even get up. How did I end up here? Su Qinhuan, her eyes brimming with tears, looked utterly pitiful. Last night was my first time, she whispered. My family is very strict. If my father finds out, he'll definitely kill me. Overcome with guilt, the young man grasped Su Qinhuan's arm. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what happened last night. I'll take responsibility. I'm Wu Xiaoxian. Let me talk to your father. Su Qinhuan feigned reluctance. No, absolutely not. My father can't know about this. Hua Xiaoxian was surprised by her reaction. She didn't seem pleased by his status. Any other woman would be eager to marry into his family. She's such a pure girl, he thought. Su Tan Yuyan continued her performance, fully immersed in her role. Feigning the demeanor of a virtuous young woman, she continued, I'm a traditional girl at heart, but if you truly want to take responsibility for me, I hope we can start by dating. Is that all right? Xiao Hian had completely fallen into her trap. Of course, he replied, effectively hooked. Su Tan Yuyan, inwardly triumphant, thought, what a naive fool. Maintaining her facade of understanding, she smiled gently. Thank you. I'm Su Tan Yuyan. Meanwhile, at the Su residence, Qinhuan was sound asleep when a persistent knocking erupted at her door. Su Qinhuan, open the door for me. The shrill voice of her stepmother echoed relentlessly, forcing Qinhuan awake. She rubbed her eyes sleepily, murmuring, what's going on? Is that my stepmother? Why is she causing trouble so early in the morning? She opened the door, her mood already soured. You'll be struck by lightning for disturbing someone's sleep so early in the morning. Her stepmother sneered. Before I'm struck by lightning, you should worry about yourself. With that, she threw a piece of paper at Qinhuan. Qinhuan caught it, a look of confusion clouding her features. What is this? Her stepmother let out a triumphant cackle. You finally got what you deserve. As Qinhuan scrutinized the document, her face darkened. Without a word, she closed the door, effectively dismissing her stepmother. Seeing Qinhuan's dismissive attitude, her stepmother's voice escalated into a furious rant. Su Qinhuan, you uncultured bastard. You slut. Just you wait. You'll be rotting in jail. And in this room you're living in, and the shares that old bastard gave you, everything will belong to my Tan Yuyan. Ignoring her stepmother's rambling, Qinhuan focused on the paper in her hand. It was a legal notice from young Master Chu, accusing her of deliberately causing him harm, resulting in his impotence. Qinhuan was skeptical. He can't get it up? He's that weak. A chilling smile spread across her face. You want to slander me? Fine, I'll play along. Qinhuan immediately contacted her best friend. A grumpy voice answered, Damn it, do you know what time it is? Why are you calling me? Qinhuan chuckled. Guan don't be mad. I'm in trouble. I need your help. Guan Yu's tone turned serious. What's wrong? Meanwhile, the aforementioned Mr. Chu was still hospitalized, nursing his injuries. The memory of his defeat at the hands of Qinhuan gnawed at him. Damn it, I'm stuck in this hellhole with nothing to do. It's all her fault. I'm so pissed off. They couldn't even arrange a decent girl for me? Are they trying to kill me with boredom? Just then, a knock at the door interrupted his ranting. Qinhuan stood there, radiating an aura of sweet innocence. With an air of naivete, she asked softly, Excuse me, is this young Master Chu's room?